Hello! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca, just in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are going to be listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. This is James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? Your card at the bottom, the Emperor. Why do we have the double cards back there? Cranky bunny. Cranky bunny in the environment. Cranky bunny. Okay, so got the dice over there if we need it, of course. 7 of Wands. There's a boundary here that you are in control of. Okay. 7 of Wands. Aries, in my opinion, is not showing up to waste their time. And it may be more of a more mature Aries energy that over time they just don't, you're not gonna call something out that's either A, not gonna make a difference, or B, gonna backlash against you. There's no point to that. If it's not gonna make a difference, or it's gonna backlash against you, why waste your time and effort into it? So there may be, whatever the situation is, could be work, family, friends, whatever it is. I feel like you haven't been saying what you've been thinking. Mostly because it's like, where is it going to get me? What's the point? Especially if there's people a part of this situation. I feel like especially when I'm connecting with Aries, I have some Aries placements, and it's just when you realize you could be right, but then it gets used against you, or it does not make anything any better. It doesn't improve anything. It's kind of like, why suffer the consequences when you didn't get any benefit? One of those things. I brought forward the situation. I told the truth, and people just make it look like I'm just a cranky person. Like, why do that? So whatever the situation is, for a while now, for a while lately, not doing it. Not going to bring it forward, and it has given you somewhat of a buffer. Somewhat of a buffer. Is that the right way to put that? I feel like a lot of times with Aries, this is a lot of times a work situation where it's kind of like, there's rules. There's rules and all that stuff, and I need a paycheck, blah, 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 blah. But also, okay, part of this is kind of like not getting overly bonded to the situation either. You got the 4 of Pentacles reversed, and the Sun card is coming in, and the Sun card, whether it's right side up or not, it's always good. It's just, how good is it really? And it's like, you haven't been overly invested in this situation. Whatever it is, you're like, I don't get over invested in the outcome or what's going on, or people maybe that are a part of it. I can't be my true self here, so I'm not going to worry about people either because they don't really know the true me. I'm not going to worry about who the true them are. Whatever. There's been somewhat of a buffer here. I don't get over-invested in people because I'm like, I don't feel like I can be who I really want to be here. I can't express myself the way I want to. So I don't worry about other people either. They are who they are. This might be, especially if it's a family situation, maybe you were more invested, but it's kind of like, I feel like I can't really express myself, so I've just it's not that you don't care, it's just you don't get overly involved. Kind of like if I don't get overly involved, I won't get upset about it, so that's a them problem. Could be something like that. And the question is, has it been working for you? Because you got rainbow blessings and you got the 10 of Pentacles. Seems like things are going fair enough. I feel like the situation doesn't bother me as much as maybe it used to. Or at least this subject, anyway. Seems like it's fine for now. I would not say you like it. I would maybe dare to say that you're fairly comfortable with it. Fairly. Used to it, maybe, is a better word. There's something, an opportunity, there's a change coming. I'm sure you're not at all shocked about that. Life does that. How much of a change? The wondrous universe, sometimes this comes in like the world card. Something shows up here and it could realign the situation. There's something being added in. There's something that feels different, something that's going different. Could be a new person coming into the situation. Could be a new involvement to the situation. Like if it's a family thing, like maybe there's something like there's an event coming up or there's a trip coming up or maybe there's some type of, you know, I keep seeing a house and somebody building a house, so I don't know what that is, but so like different involvement. There's an opportunity coming in and it's kind of like, actually I would like to be a part of that, but at the same time, the way this works for me is I don't get over involved. I kind of want to do that, but I don't get over involved. It's like, I'm kind of pulled. I'm kind of torn. Like, do I want to do that? Because one of the reasons it kind of works, or it's kind of like I'm used to it, is because I don't get involved like that. And I feel like this is one of those moments where I'm like, do I really want this? Is this worth trying this? Because I could get involved in it. And if I get deeper involved, my emotions are more connected to this. And I might start being my true self, which not everybody's on board with. Aries is either the life of the party or they're the truth teller. That seems to be the normal energy. Like, Aries is a lot of fun. In my opinion, Aries is a lot of fun. But not everybody can hang with Aries. And I feel like you know what I mean. So it's kind of like, do I want to do this? Because not everybody jams the way you jam. You know how that goes. You know, you could be the life of the party, but not everybody can play the way you play. You see it coming, and then it shows up. You don't have to do anything. There's options here. There are. Okay, this is interesting. The Lover's card, and then the Knight of Swords. So I do feel like it would be a benefit for you to do this. The Lover's card is a good energy. Knight of Swords is stress with that, though. A high amount of stress. Comes in really quickly. It's kind of like the car shows up. You getting in, Aries? There's a nervous energy here with like, oh, I want to, but I know how this plays out for me and I'm nervous to do it. This, just because it feels like the past doesn't mean it is the past. Just because it feels like I've done this version before doesn't mean you're doing the same version that you have before. I find this odd because I'm constantly telling people about patterns and being aware of patterns. And this feels like, it's almost like you're looking at it going, oh, is this a pattern and I don't want to do, is this a pattern I don't want to do again? Or is this something where this has happened before, but I can handle it differently? You have the option to get involved on your terms. You can get in that car. It doesn't mean that you have to participate like you have in the past. The Seven of Pentacles I find very interesting for Aries because I think of Aries as either you're in or you're out. And what I mean by that is if you're going to succeed, you're in, you're going to do it. If you're not, then you're out and you're like, I'm not even going to be a part of it. When Aries typically tries halfway, it seems like it fails. This might be one of the rare times where there's that exception. Like, you can be partially in and just kind of show up, just kind of be a part of the situation, but it's more about observing how other people are really acting and how other people are really handling the situation. It's showing up to get more information, more intel to know, is this something I actually want to anchor into a little bit more? The halfway thing is interesting. The Seven of Pentacles is like letting it build, letting it prove to you what it's really worth. And I feel like they're saying the reason the halfway thing kind of works here is because it's not based on your participation of like, I'm either going to get in there and I'm going to build the house, or I'm going to not, I'm not going to do it at all. Because kind of like if you try to build a house halfway, you're going to end up with a shack, and it's like, why'd you bother? This is kind of like, no, that's not what this is. This is kind of like showing up and somebody else is building the house, and you're like maybe helping here, helping there, doing a little here, doing a little there. But the purpose for even being there is to like trying to figure out how much do they really know about building houses? Who else is helping them? How are they treating each other? How are they treating the people that are helping them? That type of intel. That's what we're looking for here. Not to be the one physically building the house or running the show, helping where asked and doing what you know how to do, but it's more about how do people really act? How do people really treat each other? What do they really know? Are they as smart as they're saying, or are they hopeful? Or are they full of it? Is that there? That's the point. That's the point. That's the option you have. It's going to take some time. It goes in some levels of progression here. What is this first one? Eight of Cups, Five of Wands. There will be conflicts here, but you don't have to be in the middle of it. In fact, the point is to not be in the middle of it. How are other people working out their conflicts between each other? It's almost like being close enough to hear what's going on and watch how it plays out. How are people treating each other? And then kind of like you probably will have a little bit closer connection to the truth. It's not about the truth. It's about it's not about the technical truth. It's about the truth about how people really play things out. Like, are people being manipulative, or are they being honorable? It's kind of like, I know who did that. I was there when so-and-so broke that. I know who broke that. That person isn't even a part of this conversation, but this person's getting blamed, and they're acting like they don't know what happened, even though I know they were there too. Why are they acting like they don't know what happened? That type of stuff. Or vice versa. Oh, they were there, and they're saying, oh yeah, they saw so-and-so break it, and now they're making it sound a lot worse than it was. Or is there another version here? Are they talking about it and they're just trying to keep it low? Like, yeah, I saw that. I told them not to worry about it because I thought we could replace it. I know that they didn't mean to break it, so what can we do to fix it? That type of thing. I feel like that's what we're looking for. Conflict will come in. How are we moving forward from that conflict? How is it getting resolved? Is it working? How is it getting resolved, and is it working? This is more informational gathering. This might give you the confidence to realize, okay, you know what? Maybe I can be a part of this. I'm seeing the flavor. The truth worked out. The truth came out and it was handled. Maybe not the way you would do it, but it's like, well, the truth was brought forward and it was corrected. Maybe not the way I would have done it, but it did work. Maybe I can jive with this. Maybe I can jam with this. I like the word jam today. It'll help you get that spot to know, do I really feel like I can fit here and I can feel comfortable here? There will be this energy to where the situation has its own way of handling the truth and bringing forward the truth. It's not going to be exactly the way you do it. Because the truth will come forward and it will be handled eventually correctly, I do feel like it's something you could roll with, you can jam with, you can roll with. But it's also realizing it's not exactly how you would do it. It takes a little longer and it's done a little differently. But it gives you a place to look at, like, all right, I'm watching how they play this out. I'm watching how they do it. The truth does happen. It takes longer, but it does end up with a correct resolution. Is this something I can deal with? Is this something I can work with? Am I okay with this? Narrow path is saying, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, all right, this is not how I would handle it, but I do like the outcome. So that's where they're saying with the narrow path, like, If you can jam with that and you're like, yeah, okay, then this could be something you might want to be a part of. It's realizing what's going on and how it's playing out. It's a longer path, but it still has, it's like they're ending up where you would have ended up in using a different mode to get there, though. It's kind of like, I wouldn't have taken a boat to get there, but it did get there. It did work. Is this okay with me? Am I all right with that? What's up with the cranky bunny, by the way? Because I keep getting like a cranky bunny. Like, I'm looking at this card and I just keep seeing the cranky bunny. I don't know if he's supposed to look cranky, but it looks cranky to me. This could be a control card. This also could be... Whatever the situation is, not everybody's going to be respectable. I was trying not to say that for some reason. I feel like you know this, though. I feel like if you have, the more people you get involved, not everybody's going to be the best person. And there's going to be different levels and different degrees about how much they're not the best person. Hopefully we have more good people than not so good people. Hopefully we have more of a benefit energy there. But whatever the situation is, part of it, they're kind of advising. Identify the people you feel are problems and watch how they're handled and how they add into the situation. That could also be very important to this. Because if it's kind of like, I don't really care for that, but other people take care of that, or other people are aware of that, and other people kind of monitor that, no situation is going to be a perfect situation. It's better to see it than to not see it. I don't think this should... I'm hoping this doesn't like block you from getting something that could be good for you. It's just knowing that, it's there, seeing it for what it is, and just being aware of it could help you navigate and decide how you want to handle it to where it won't cause you issue, but you're like, yeah, I know how that one goes. I just keep my distance, or I keep an eye on it, or whatever it needs to be. They are kind of highlighting that at the end, like, yeah, you're going to find people here who aren't the best, but, the more people you have involved, the more likely you're going to have some bad apples. It's just how do other people handle it and how you want to handle it. Do you want this to block you from the situation, or do you're like, as long as I keep my eye on it, I can be okay, and I can still enjoy the situation for what it is. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.